Hey friends, it's me Nessa from Rebel House Tarot. Thank you for joining me for another pick a card reading. Remembering that whenever you come across this message, it is meant for you regardless of the week that I'm in this timeline here. So thank you for stopping on by. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and like this video. Leave me a comment below because I'm growing and learning and I really want to know if these messages are resonating for you. So trying something a little bit different this week with the background. Had some constructive feedback from last week and that was great, so keep it coming. I previously pulled those 3 cards for us outside in my garden this morning. So I'm going to pop the image in here and you can take a deep breath and kind of focus on whatever one you're drawn to. So take a minute. Take a nice deep breath. And if you hear noise in the background, my kitty cat is meowing, a dog's probably sleeping, and I do have neighbors, so you might hear all kinds of things as I try to do this video, but that is okay. So first up, we have Ace of Wands, which is really exciting. This is a card all about new beginnings, that fiery energy right behind it. So I'll give you a second to take a look at the Ace of Wands. A beautiful card. This is one of my favorite decks. It is new to me and I'm really enjoying using it. It's Holy Spectrum Tarot. So Ace of Wands, like I said, all about fiery new beginnings. So for this week, pay attention to interesting new things that are coming up for you. Could be a person, could be an opportunity, could be a thing, could be a thought, really could be anything. But the Ace of Wands is here to offer you an amazing new beginning of sorts. And see where it leads you. Okay, see where it leads you, see where it takes you. Sometimes when we're trying to start something new or we're being invited into something new, we can jump into old habits and we can have voices in our heads from past relationships or familiar relationships that are really hard to get out, that are deterring us from this opportunity for one reason or another, right? So it's really important with the Ace of Wands to understand that perhaps this is coming from sort of that really centered place inside of you where your passions live, your creativity lives. And I just saw 313 on my video recording, so that's a good confirmation that that is the case here. So this is something that you're probably very, very passionate about in one way or another. And Spirit wants you to take this opportunity and follow it, okay? So that might mean a lot of work letting go of those old scripts, letting go of those people maybe. And I'm curious to see, as we did last week, how the next 2 messages resonate with the first. So what we're going to do is something a little bit different than what other pick a cards might do. Is we're going to look at, Charlotte's eating some leftover cat. We're going to look at all 3 cards together as well as this card. So stay tuned for the next messages as they might give you a glimpse into what the next steps could be for you. So what happened really spontaneously last week is that I decided to read the cards as past, present, and future. So the first card being a past card, the second card being a present card, and now I'm realizing it's not quite what I did, and the third card being a future card, which is a typical spread that you can start out with in tarot. So now I'm remembering what we ended up doing is saying, instead of past, present, future, maybe you're presently in this card number 1. So obviously if you're here, you've chosen card number 1, then this is maybe where you're at. So let's see what the next cards hold, so we can see where you're going to grow. Okay, what's going to happen next, perhaps in this week, or in the future. As always, I say that tarot cards are, yes, they're not, they are a mirror to you and they describe something that's going on for you or that could be coming up, but they're not predicting that it's absolutely going to happen for you. You have to be an active participant in this as well. So take that to mean that you've got work to do with this card. So you want to use it this week, okay? Something some people do is like, the space behind me is sort of an altar and a backdrop of sorts, but an altar in my bedroom when I'm not shooting videos. So something I could do if this were my card is like find something to hold it up and keep it with me there all week, so that I can be reminded of, right, that opportunity, right, that person's come in for a reason. Okay, I need to work with this. Instead of having those kind of other voices, those old scripts, those old habits come and take over. So consider even just drawing yourself a card that looks like this if you don't have your own tarot deck, or writing it on a piece of paper on a post-it note and be like, Ace of Wands, smack, putting that shit up there, and we're gonna work with this week. Okay. Let's take a look at the second card and see, for the people who pick this card, what is showing up for you. Ooh, so we have the Hermit. This is a card, I'll let you take a closer look at it, and I'm still figuring out where my camera is. This is a card all about going inward. So this week you might find yourself in your head a lot. But what's exciting is like, in hermit mode, where you often find Virgos. I'm a Virgo sun. You have something leading the way or lighting the way in this sort of inward journey. So you can see here, this hooded figure is holding a lantern, and the lantern is lighting the path through this perhaps snowy, mountainous, I don't know, dark, mysterious place, right? Which we could think of as the mind. And so don't be alarmed. Don't be worried if you are in your head this week. And it's still summer. If you can, if you find yourself with a lot of time because you're unable to work because of this virus, take time to be in your head. Don't worry about productivity in your body as much as you need to be just spending time in here. And I'm curious to see what the other card reveals to tie these messages together for us as a group, because maybe it will tell us what we're thinking. So we're talking about the Hermit. And if this is your card, this is all about going inward this week, just to recap what I was saying. So don't be afraid to spend time in your head. Maybe do some meditation, write some shit down, get those processes going. Yeah, sorry, I kind of lost my flow there with the card because of the interruption. And the crazy cat is back. I think they like the energy. Okay, so let's move on to card number 3. I'm just gonna let her in and hope for the best. Okay, card number 3 is the Chariot in reverse. So when we're upright, the Chariot looks like this. Let's see if I can show it to you. In this deck, it's great. It's really beautiful. It shows you like speeding ahead towards your destiny. When you're in reverse, I would say that we're looking at maybe, if you've chosen this card, that like maybe where you're headed, you're not going to get there quite yet. So this week may not be your week for where, come here, Scully. She never wants to hang out, so this is really interesting. But maybe this is your week, not your week for where, okay, off you go, where you are planning on taking things. And I'm really excited to do this reading all together to talk about that in a big way. But maybe it's about slowing down the pace, not expecting things to happen yesterday, really letting things roll out the way that the universe, spirit, whomever has intended them to work with you, for you. So don't be disappointed, I guess, is a good message that's kind of come through. Don't be disappointed that things are not going exactly as you saw them for this time, that you're not, just like, yeah, riding off into the sunset. There's still maybe a little bit of work that needs to get done here before that takes place. So that was a quick and dirty version of that particular card, but I think it's very clear. And so when I read the 3 cards together, let's look at that. I want to figure out a way to show you them. Okay. So we have our wands, or our wanda, our ace of wands, our hermit, and the chariot. Okay, so take a look at all 3 cards. So when I pull them together, what I'm getting is like whatever new thing you're hoping to embark on, you are in the middle of, you know, thinking about it, or you're on that path. So like, I guess it's like you've been presented with the 3 opportunities, right? Bam, new opportunities come in, really interesting, really provocative, seems to align with all of your interests. So you're going to spend some time in your head thinking about it. And then Charlotte, she knocked my glasses off my bed. It's just a zoo in my house, so we're going to get a lot of interruptions apparently. And I just got a text to come in. Okay, and the card upside down, the chariot upside down in reverse, shows me that like once you've thought about this, so once you've spent that time in hermit mode and you're there in your head, like you've wrapped your mind around it, that it is coming. Maybe you just notice quickly as you'd hoped. So don't be afraid, is the message I just got. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid that it's not happening immediately. And I could take that totally as a message for myself. But stick with it. So stick with whatever this interesting thing is, because remember that it comes from that like deep place inside of you that gets excited, that's passionate, that's like super stoked for this to be part of your life. So there you go, guys. I hope that resonated with you. Sorry for all the interruptions. We'll try again next week with a new pick a card, but that's the energy that I'm getting from the cards for this week, is hopefully an exciting new opportunity that gets in your head a little bit, that you're really excited for, that you can't wait to see as part of your life. So if you've enjoyed this video, please click like. All these cats. Click like, subscribe to my channel, and we'll try again next week. Bye. Thank you.